to another video from the VK channel, the official VK channel on YouTube. You have to excuse the boxes. I told you we're moving, so I'm now living surrounded by boxes. Everything's packed up. We're just waiting on the move. But I just wanted to make this quick video. On Sunday, I was just having a look through YouTube, and of course, you know, you want to be inspired. So of course, I went on to Jason Blaha's channel. You know, one of the most inspirational, motivational YouTubers on YouTube. You know, if you want to get big and strong, feel motivated, and really work on yourself and your well-being, then there's no other channel to go to than Jason Blaha's Strength and Fitness. So I was having a look, and I wanted to just look at his deadlifts, because his deadlifts are so amazing. So amazing. I mean, everything this guy does is amazing. But what I heard him saying on the deadlift about the mindset and the psychology of weight training and heavy lifting, it really made me a bit shocked, because we know a bit about Jason. We know he's very inspirational, very motivational. He does a lot for the community, the YouTube fitness community. He's a philanthropist. We know this. You know, does a lot for charity. He's worked in soup kitchens and all these, just selfless acts, because he's a Christian, and that shows in his everyday sort of life. But not only is he amazing and wonderful as a person, and we also, over the years since he's been on YouTube, we've discovered things about his past, his clandestine past. We know he helped single-handedly stop the Gulf War. He ended Gulf War II single-handedly. We know this because he's told us, and we believe him. He's raced streetcars. He's run, labs where he helps athletes reach and attain their goals. He's a paid fiction writer. All of these amazing things, you know, we know this. And now he's a coach. He's a double black belt holder. He's a coach. We know just how amazing. I mean, you think your life is good and packed? It's nothing compared to Jason Blaha, of course. This is why we watch him. This is why he has so many subscribers, over 100,000 subscribers, because people want to see what he's doing. They want to be involved in what he's doing, and they want to be motivated by someone as amazing as him. So what he was saying in his mindset video, and we'll go over this unfortunately on BitChute because I can't show it here because of the old, I'm gonna tell my Google rep, give you a copyright strike. Yep, so we can't do that here, so we have to do this on BitChute. But just going to talk about it a little bit here. It's just another thing that he's done in his amazing past, another career that he's had in his amazing past. You know, I don't know how many lifetimes you'd have to live to be able to do what Jason Blaha has done, but it's just amazing to think that he was doing this as well as obviously being a paid fiction writer, a sharpshooter, 100 yards, all that sort of stuff. We know these, 1,000 yards. Yeah, we know what he's claimed he's done in the past. You're probably wondering why this drilling stuff's going on in the background, all this rigs and everything here. Well, it is because apparently he has also worked as a hydrogen and natural gas compressor. Yeah. Now, I can't really go into it too much now, like I say, because I have to show what's been said. And it's amazing. It's just one more amazing fact about Jason Blaha. So I'm going to stop it here for a YouTube audience. and I'm going to say anyone who wants to see the rest of this video unedited, pop over to my other channel on the other site, BitChute, and we'll continue there. But yeah, let's continue there. All right, so I'm going to just leave it here, and I'll see you on BitChute. Okay, so we're now on BitChute. All right, so what the hell is all this shit about? Right, it's about the Jason Blaha phenomenon, the idiot, the moron, the sex pig, the liar. Right now, he says he was a hydrogen and natural gas compressor. Don't believe me? Look at this. All right, so this is the video. Yeah. Mindset, the psychological benefits of training with chains. Yeah, so this is his video. It came out 2 or 3 days ago. Yeah, 1,500 views. Oh, let's give it a thumbs down. So he's now got 130 dislikes to 74 likes. Don't forget to do that. Right, so he says in this he was a hydrogen and natural gas compressor. All right, so I looked up hydrogen and natural gas compressor, and all I can sort of see is this sort of stuff. Hydrogen compressors. Right, so all I can see from a little sort of YouTube search for hydrogen and gas compressors is this. So I don't think he was one of these. I mean, he thinks he's a machine, doesn't he? But I don't think he was one of these, because this is a machine. It's an inanimate object. But this is a hydrogen compressor. So let's see what I'm actually talking about, shall we? Because this is it here. This is him talking absolute shit. Of course he's talking absolute shit. It's Jason Blaha we're talking about. So let's have a little listen. And
the contrast weight benefits. It goes beyond teaching us to accelerate better.
All right, so what this fucking can of chicken in a can thing here is doing and talking about, I don't know what he's doing. He's using fake weights and all that stuff. But what he's talking about is obviously the psychological benefits of using chains. And he goes on to say it feels very industrial and very mechanical, like pistons and all this sort of macho, sort of almost gay erotica. Yeah? But just listen to what he says. He tries to cover up his gay sort of fantasy, eroticism, with talk of a woman being sexually aroused by chains and all that stuff. But just listen to him. It's absolutely madness. So not only is he saying that he's been a mercenary and all the rest of the bullshit, but now he's worked, I don't know, as a natural gas and hydrogen compressor. I don't understand what he's trying to say. I think he means like a rigger or a roughneck, you know, on a rig, you know, very muscular and like the guys you just saw earlier, you know, big sort of, because that's a gay fetish thing. So anyway, I'll stop talking. We'll listen to the sex pig and you see what I mean.
Because those are all physiological. Those are all physiological. Psychological. It is hardcore. It's orky, if we want to put it that way. The orc mode, the mindset.
So he's saying using chains is hardcore. It's orky. It's the orc mode. It's the mindset. Yeah. It gets worse.
There's a mindset to it. There's a mindset, and it matters. It matters a lot. It's one of the reasons I use chains so much. One of the reasons. It's why it's my preferred way to do all my max lifts. I want to feel that heavy weight at the top. I want to hear those plates jingling. I want to hear the chains piling up.
just stop him there. I don't know where he's stolen these lines from. I want to hear those plates jingling and those chains piling up. Well, he uses bumper plates, which are rubber lines, so there are no jingling plates, which makes me think he's stolen these lines from somewhere else. Yeah, because those plates he's using don't jingle. I mean, anyone knows that. They're rubber coated. They're bumper plates, Olympic bumper plates, with some fake ones thrown in, technique plates thrown in. But yeah, they don't jingle. So again, where has he stolen these lines from?
When I see the bar loaded in those chains on it, I think of that as an industrial thing in a lot of ways. I see the bar loaded up in a bunch of chains hanging down. I've also worked in an industrial environment. A lot of people don't know that. I've worked as a hydrogen and natural gas compressor for quite a few years.
So he says now that he's worked in an industrial environment. A lot of people don't know that. It's the first I've heard of it. It's a new lie. Yeah. So he's worked in an industrial environment as a hydrogen and oil or gas, compressor. Yeah. So we just take it back a little bit and you just listen for yourself. He's worked in an industrial environment as an oil and gas compressor.
Industrial environment. A lot of people don't know that. I've worked as a hydrogen and natural gas compressor for quite a few years.
Quite a few years. When? So now he's worked in like an industrial sort of, muscular, sort of macho, sort of manly environment, where the men are sweating and all that sort. I mean, what kind of twisted fucking fantasies does this freak have? Really? We're now meant to believe that he's worked for many years in an industrial environment as a natural gas compressor, hydrogen and natural gas compressor. I mean, you can't make this shit up, can you? It's like one fantasy after the other, and they're all sort of homoerotic.
In the industry, when I see chains hanging around, I think of a workshop. Okay, that's what it puts in my head, based on my own life experiences. So when I see those chains there, I know that I'm ready to go to work.
So when he sees the chains hanging down and the bar loaded up like this, he thinks it's like a workshop and he's ready to go to work. This is an old bloke that lives on his own in a fucking apartment that he never leaves. And he's got this shit taking up most of the space in his apartment. And he just fantasizes, just has these weird sexual fantasies, homoerotic fantasies, where he's working in an industrial environment surrounded by men. I mean, come on.
Okay, I'm ready to go to work. We're in a foundry or a forge, a mechanical workshop. We're here to build stuff. We're here to do work.
So in a foundry or a forge, in a mechanical workshop, we're here to build stuff. We're here to do work. This is Jason Blaha, someone who's never worked a day in his life, who's always skirted around, tried to take the easy route and get, disability benefits illegally and all the rest of it, faked illnesses so he doesn't have to work, so he can just play World of Warcraft all day and his wife works for it. I mean, come on, this is Jason Blaha, who has never worked. And he's never worked in a foundry or a forge or a workshop or any industrial environment. Madness.
It's one reason when I wore shoes, I used to wear the boots. I don't do it now, because now I prefer barefoot. I think barefoot's better for training. But the boots, I'm there to do work.
So that's why I used to wear boots, because it put him in the mindset of He's there to do work. I mean, this guy is sick.
I think change can replicate that same thing. And I see a lot of other people who say that, and these are serious, some of them are serious athletes. I've seen at least one person say that who holds multiple American records in powerlifting, actually a woman who's a coach.
That, incidentally, was what I was looking at. You know, that was his deadlift. No bend in the bar. No bend in the bar. And very gently rested back down. There's not 500 pounds on there. But anyway, let's listen to what he's saying, because it's amazing. Just the weird, twisted fantasies.
American records in powerlifting, actually a woman who's a coach. She said that. Something hardcore and sexy about chains.
Something hardcore and sexy about using chains. And we're getting into the world of fetish, sort of fetishism, fetishes, and all that sort of stuff, you know. It gets worse with this bloke. I mean, it really does. It gets worse and worse. He's spending way too much time on his own, and it's really sick. We're watching a man go insane, and a pervert as well.
Do not discount the psychological benefit of things like that in your training. All right, guys, well, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been
What was that about? Really?
There's something badass and hardcore about training with chains.
There's something badass and hardcore about training with chains.
It does go beyond the contrast weight benefits.
I'm just going to let it run now. You listen.
It goes beyond teaching us to accelerate better, because those are all physiological. Those are all physiological. Psychological. It is hardcore. It's orky, if we want to put it that way, the orc mode, the mindset. There's a mindset to it. There's a mindset, and it matters. It matters a lot. It's one of the reasons I use chains so much. One of the reasons. It's why it's my preferred way to do all my max lifts. I want to feel that heavy weight at the top.
It's disgusting, isn't it?
I want to hear those
Absolutely
plates
disgusting.
jingling. I want to hear the chains piling up. When I see the bar loaded in those chains on it, I think of that as an industrial thing in a lot of ways. I see the bar loaded up and a bunch of chains hanging down. I've also worked in an industrial environment. A lot of people don't know that. I've worked as a hydrogen and natural gas compressor for quite a few years. Okay, something I've done in the industry. When I see chains hanging around, I think of a workshop. Okay, that's what it puts in my head, based on my own life experiences. So when I see those chains there, I know that I'm ready to go to work. Okay, I'm ready to go to work. Yeah.
I mean, it's just one fantasy after another. Now he's been a roughneck in some sort of industrial environment, a foundry, a forge, a workshop, you know. It's just one homosexual, homoerotic fantasy after another. Now, this is a very strange thing as well, because, you know, we know how the internet works. Yeah, it's all connected. There's algorithms. There's almost like AI running. You know what it's like. If you look for something on eBay or something like that, or Amazon, you open up your Facebook, you get 1,000 adverts for the thing you were looking for. Yeah, it's all connected. So if you type in somewhere, you know, into a website somewhere, something else will just pop up on Facebook or on Instagram, an advert. It's all interlinked now. Everything is AI interlinked, yeah? So nothing is there by accident. Now, I was looking for a thumbnail for this video, yeah? And I was looking for sort of village people, sort of, builder, sexy sort of gay builder type thing, you know the type, yeah. So I typed in roughneck gay, yeah. I typed in roughneck gay. I hope Melanie doesn't look at my fucking browser history because I got some explaining to do. But roughneck, look, I mean, it's a gay thing. So I was just looking through here because I want to find a silly little thumbnail that I can put some type over, and you'll see that in the thumbnail. Yeah. So I was just having a look through here. Look, first time fracker. So it's a real homoerotic thing. It's a gay fantasy thing. Look, these sort of muscular guys, all sweaty and covered in oil and all that stuff. So not very pleasant looking at this stuff. Yeah. But like I say, nothing gets anywhere on the internet without a reason. Look at this. Yeah. And look at that. Jason Blaha is actually amongst all this gay stuff on a search for roughneck gays. Now, like I say, nothing gets anywhere without having a reason behind it. So this guy is connected to this stuff, and him quietly sort of talking about it and fantasizing. I'm ready to go to work. I see the bar loaded up like that, all the chains. I think of pistons pounding. It's fucking weird, pervy, sort of homoerotic gay shit. It really is. And here he is amongst it all. Coincidence? I don't think so. So anyway, to clarify, not only has he been a merc, a steroid lab runner, a mercenary fighting Hajis and Colombian drug cartels, shooting Hajis off of donkeys and having 1,000-yard stare and 1,000-yard sharpshooter and published author, street racer, black belt, you name it, reptilian shapeshifter. Also now he has been a natural gas and hydrogen compressor, and he's worked for many, many years in an industrial environment. That's our Blaha. So I hope that was informative. Because I just couldn't believe it when I heard it. I was like, I am making a video about this. Like, subscribe, guys. If you've got this far, please, if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. Yeah, please subscribe. I want to get the channel bigger so we can get a lot more coverage of this, so we can expose him more. Yeah, so please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Yeah, please. Right, so like, subscribe, share, tell a friend, tell a family, and until next time, have a good day, and I'm out of here.